Okay, so this is a tutorial to figure out the scale problem in our models. Okay, so let's go for it. I actually exported this in two different ways. As you know, I'm going to the 3D view normally and say File, Export, DWG, and I already exported this two times. Okay, one of them, clicking on the 3 points here, one of them was set to inches and always a CIS solids, and the second one, and that was wrong, inches, so we wanted in foot. And the second one I did it correctly, setting this to foot and not inches, foot, and the same condition as solids. Okay, so when I did that, basically I ended up with two different Rhino models. So what I did, as you know, is before importing, I set the units to feet and inches, and then you import the first model, the DWG model, and then in a different file the second one. So basically, if I pick out everything I have, I actually have a good scale model. This comes from a DWG that was set correctly as, again, foot, and then this is the bad scale model that was set to inches. Okay, so I have two of them. What I need to do is bring them together. I recommend that you actually are in your bad skid model. So just go to the bad one, which is basically where your project is, what you've been working on in the interior of the model and so on. I'm going to do something very fast inside, so you can see there's a full simulation of what you need to do. Okay, I'm going to the top view, put in wireframe, which is again here, wireframe, and then I'm just going to do something fast like a sphere somewhere here. I'm going to go to the front view and just imagine this is actually some project inside. Okay, it could be, yours is probably complex or whatever it is. It could be made of many pieces. I do recommend that you have as many layers as pieces you have, or as typologies of pieces you have. This could be a new stuff. I'm just going to do two, so you right click, change of video, so you could see if you have many pieces how you would do it. I'm going to change the color of that one to red. Well, let's make a different color, to green. And then I'm going to take that one and imagine this is a different piece somewhere here. Okay, scale it and maybe rotating it. The ortho. Okay, so, and this is new stuff, let's say stuff 2. So there, you know, again, you could have many things. I recommend you have them each of those in a different layer. Let's say floor, new floor, or new pipes, or whatever it is. Sorry. Okay, so that's the thing. And again, we are in the bad scale. This is the one we've been working with. Okay, so what we need to do at this point is bring the good scale. So I'm going to say import. I'm going to actually import the Rhino file that I already did the process of importing the DWG and so on. First, you need to do that kind of an import of DWG into Rhino, and then save it as a good scale, and then you bring it in. Okay, you say open. The important thing is that if you import the AutoCAD here directly, you won't get this message, and this means that each of the trusses is actually a block, and what was happening is it doesn't understand this kind of a doubling of block number names. So what I'm doing is keep both blocks, this one and the ones that are coming in, and rename basically every single block, and do this for all block names, conflicts. Okay, say okay. There it goes in the middle. Without selecting anything that's in yellow, I'm just going to put it as a good scale model and right click, change object layer, because again, it comes selected, it is there. I can turn it off, the whole thing, and on. I could even lock it so I'm not messing with it at all. I can also lock the or turn off or probably lock different layers of the all of the big project. Let's say the large scale project. You can turn off to see what's going on. I also have these are from the other project here. Okay, and you can turn on and on to make sure. Again, those are the ones that are being logged. So now, because everything is logged, what you could do is select things in a couple of ways. One is selecting your project like this, making sure that you're selecting only your project, not anything else. You could do it manually like this, or you can also select two layers by pressing Control. So it's first layer, Control, second layer, right click, select objects. If you have more layers, you just Control another layer, so on. You select objects and they're selected there. Okay, so that's the way we're going to be selecting, but we also need a reference point. I'm going to deselect that and I'm going to do line. That's a command, as you know, line, and I'm going to press the number 0 and enter, and that will create any line. Doesn't matter where it goes. What it matters is that it actually goes from the 0, 0. Okay, that's the 0, 0 of our project. You know that if I go to wireframe, you know that because that's, let me turn it off. That's actually starting in the meeting point of the red line and the green line. So that's good. We have a line in the 0, 0. Things are logged. We only want to scale down the new stuff that we have created, and we don't want to transform anything but the new. No? So what I'm going to do again is select the new things. Press Control, right click, select objects, and now I do the command scale. Okay, to scale this, enter. You need to go to the 0, which is basically where we created the line from. Could be a little tricky. You could also use the grid snap to grid to the 0, 0. There is. You see the red line and the green line meeting point. I click once. I zoom out. Shift right click to pan all the way here. And now we need to select one point in the model. Let's say that point, the bottom of the detail in the wall. Click the left button. And then we need to click in the exact same place. Shift right click to pan. The exact same spot in the smaller and correct scale model. So that's the point. Click again. That what it did is basically scale the models down into the project. No, so that's good to go. So what we can do now is basically unlock these options. We could even select them by pressing Control and delete them by clicking there. We don't need that scale anymore. Okay. I think it's basically the same condition. Let me see. I'm just going to delete the stuff. This is all the big things we don't need. So again, you're just deleting everything. You even can delete this line. Make sure zoom extend goes to that area. And that sounds good. This is your model. Looks good. The project is inside of a real scale. You can triple check the size. It's that if you make that the dimension style, footings and architectural. Let's go slow now. There you go. So that number more has to be precisely the number from Revit. So that would be the way to go. You can delete the dimension if you want. You can save the file. You can even do a purge that cleans basically things that we don't need, if there are any. And then you have whatever is here, clean up. You have the existing model, and the new stuff is the project now. Has been scaled down. And you also have the beams and so on over here. So that would be the project, okay?